Let us see a very simple demonstration of how social distancing can help us stop or at least slow down the spread of COVID-19. So let us begin by assuming we have an infected person and let's call this person A. And for the purposes of this demonstration, let us assume that the R naught of this infection, that is the rate at which an infected person spreads this to other healthy people, is 2. So our friend person A does not follow social distancing despite the government and the authorities telling him, and he goes out of the house to the market and he meets two of his healthy friends B and C. Now to begin with, we had one person infected, but A has gone out and met B and C, and he has made them infected as well. So this is the number of new infections. So the total number of infections now stands at 3. B and C, being friends of A, are like-minded and they also don't think much of the government imposed stay home, maintain social distance directives, and they also go out. Next day, B meets his friends D and E, who are healthy so far, and C meets his friends F and G. So B and C, being infected by A, in turn have now made D, E, F and G infected. So we have 4 more infections, and total number of infections stand at 7. And if we take it a step further, D and E also do not follow the social distancing norms and they go out and meet other people, and in turn they infect 8 more people, and we have 15 as the total number of infections. So it is very easy to see how this is going. On day 1, we begin with 1. In day 0, we begin with 1 infection. This is day 1 when he meets B and C and he infects 2 more people. So on day 1, the total number of infections stands at 3. On day 2, the total number of infections stands at 7. And on day 3, it has risen to almost twice this value. You can see the rise is quite dramatic and exponential, right? So if we talk about days and number of infections, just by not observing social distances, from 1 patient in 3 days, we have it increased 15 times. Now, let us see if one of our friends was smart about it. Let us assume B was a smart guy and he heeded the advice given to him and stayed home. So this entire chain of B wouldn't have been propagated and all these people would have been safe. So how would it have affected the numbers? Let us see. So A would have infected only C. So 1 new patient. Total number of infections 2. C infected 2 more people. And total number of patients are 4. And they in turn infected 4 more people. So total number of infections are 8. And now if we plot it, it looks very different from this. On day 2, we have 4 infections. On day 4, we have 8 infections. So you can see the curve is already beginning to look much flatter than the earlier curve. And we have been able to reduce the number of infections almost by half. So when we start with 1 person, instead of 15 people, we end up only with 8 people. And let us assume if this person, a friend of C's, was also smart, he would haven't ventured out and we would have lost this branch, right? So C would have ended up infecting just 1 more person, total number of cases being 3 at this point in time. this person would have infected 2 more people, and total number of cases being 5 at this point in time. So on day 2 we are still at 2. Here we are in a much better position at 3, and here we are at 5 people. So you can see we have been able to flatten the curve a lot, and it's only 5x. And it's because only 2 people have decided to stay home and not go out, right? And if our friend C was smart to begin with, he wouldn't have ventured out. Or A was smart to begin with, he would have stayed indoors. We would have been able to isolate the infection to 1 case only, and it would have been much more easier to manage. Hence, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.